Hey everybody, how you doing? This is about to be a really fun video. In front of me, I have a CZ600 trail. You guys have been asking me about the CZ600s. I have been seeing them at shows and whatnot and around the interwebs for probably at least a year now. Now I finally got my hands on this one. This, like I said, is a CZ600 trail, which comes in this configuration that you see in front of me, of course without the optic and without that shusher machine, but really cool. Has this 4-position slider outer shoulder thing, whatever you want to call it. This is not a pistol. It has a 16.2 inch barrel, so you don't have to worry about none of that nonsense. You're free to have it like this if you want to, or have it like this if you want to, which is how we're going to run it in this video today. But CZ600 trail, as of right now when I'm making this video, they are making these, as you see this one, in the 223 and the 7.62x39. Today I have out the 223 model. Came to me with a 10-round mag. I slapped this Blackhound Genesis with 24 zoomies on it, and my Banish backcountry shusher machine. That is an awesome and light suppressor. If my memory serves me right, it's only 7.8 ounces, which fits perfectly with this rig. In my mind, this is the perfect backpack rig if you're going backcountry after some critters, so that can kind of fits. So I figured that'd be a great can to test it out on this. But threaded barrel on the 223 and the 7.62x39. The whole point of this video is to get this thing sighted in so we can do a whole lot more testing. So let's head over to the bench and start getting this thing sighted in. One more thing to add while I'm sitting here thinking about it. This CZ600 trail is just a smidge over 6 pounds before you add the optic and the shusher machine. So definitely a lightweight rig. Like I said, I put a Blackhound Genesis with 24 zoomies on it and that Banish backcountry can on there. Alright, so if you have ever seen me sight anything in, you know how I do it. But the quick spiel on how I do it. Got this laser bore sighter. Put that on the end, get it on a plate at 10 yards. And then what I do is I draw 2 dots. I put them up on the screen here. The top dot is where I'm aiming. The bottom dot is where I want that blue light to smack the paper plate. And what that is just the center line of this optic and the center line of the barrel. We get that matched up at 10 yards, 2 inches apart or so. Then we go back to 100 and it'll be on paper at least fairly close to where we don't have to do a whole lot of messing around. So I've already used that laser. Let's see where we're at on this paper and if we need to make any adjustments. Before I forget to tell you, I'm sighting it in with this Wolf. What is this, 55 grain? Somebody might say, why in the devil are you sighting it in with that stuff? Well, as I drop them everywhere, come on, man. That's because it's the cheapest stuff I have, and I always sight things in with the cheapest stuff I have. Then we take the Primo stuff and get it dialed in if we're taking it after some critters or whatnot. But to get it sighted in and on paper, I'm using that Wolf, which these days isn't even cheap itself anymore. Let's see where we're at. Definitely don't need all 24 zoomies here at 10 yards. Let's see where our hit is here. These do have adjustable 2-stage triggers in them, so the trigger ought to be pretty nice. See where we're at here. So, it's a 223 and that can on it. Almost no recoil. I really like that trigger. That trigger does a good job for what it is. And it's right on, right next to that dot where I wanted it. Let's go on ahead and go back to 100 yards. Get it dialed in at 100 and maybe do a group or two. Never know, it might love this Wolf. Some of the stuff does. All right, so back here at 100. And remember, We got it dead on there at 10 yards, so this should be on paper fairly well. A lot of you guys have been asking to see the Caldwell Stinger rest, so I brought that one out for this video. I'm just going to slow down here and get this thing sighted in. So we got a big old piece of paper down there. And let's see where we're at after bore sighting it with the laser bore sighter. About a 1/2 inch right and 3 or 4 inches low. So let me make that adjustment and then we'll sling another one. I didn't feel good about that. Let's send another one. So we moved it too far in the up and down way. And let's go ahead and bring it back right some. Well, now we're low a bit. Somebody's going to say, oh, your scope's not torqued right. Well, I'm 100% confident in the torque. So I'm going to quit chasing it. Somebody's probably already commented that. You need to shoot 57 before you touch the scope. Well, let's go ahead and do a group of 3 and see where it's at, and we'll adjust from there. Top left target here. Well, it threw that one way right, didn't it? So, this thing is a 1-to-7 twist, for anyone asking that question. Make sure that shusher machine's on there tight. Oh yeah, it's on there tight, and she's hot. Let's do another group of 3 here. Let me top off this mag. Yeah, that didn't group good at all. Now let's go ahead and bottom right. Woo! Yeah, with the 55 grain, it's throwing them all over the place. All right, so we're sighted in, but it's not grouping this stuff terribly well. Let's go down there and take a look at it. All right, guys, so how did we do with the 55 grainers? I should have wrote it on here. I'm gonna go ahead and write it on there. So, I believe I told you at the beginning of the video. If I didn't, I'm telling you now. CZ600 Trail in the 223 Remington is a 1-to-7 twist, which generally speaking, a 1-to-7 twist, just based on my experience, is going to prefer a grain weight somewhere around 65 to 80, maybe even a 85 grain bulite. 55 grain, that's better than a 1-to-10 or a 1-to-12, which is not what this says, is it? So, we did not have super high hopes, but the good news was, it was consistent. Best group we got was a 2.26, we got a 2.57, a 2.74, and a 2.55. Rough average, 2.5 inch groups at 100 yards with the 55 grain steel case Wolf out of that 223 CZ600 Trail. All right, so first impressions. Let me fix my hat so I can quit looking goofy. First impressions, like I said, we knew going into it, it wasn't going to like those 55 grainers. Sometimes you get lucky, but generally speaking, for 223 especially, you can match the grain weight to the barrel twist very well. Very first impressions, I like the trigger. I love the stock, collapsible stock. I like that the barrel's over 16 inches, so I don't have to fool with the letter boys. I know everybody's going to say fool on them, but yeah, when you put videos on the internet, those letter boys watch the YouTube videos, believe it or not. They've been in contact with me in the past, specific to barrel lengths. Anyways, I think that can worked out pretty good. Overall length, I think the idea and the concept is awesome. Put it in your backpack. This thing's only 6 pounds and some change. Absolutely awesome, especially in the 7.62 by 39. Hey, 30 caliber, you could be chasing deers all over the place with that thing. Even with the 223, I think it'd be cool to take a whitetail with this thing. Not legal everywhere, but it is here in Tennessee. But I like the trigger. It is adjustable. I probably wouldn't even mess with it out of the box, but that's just me. I know some of y'all trigger snobs like to really key in on the triggers. For a budget-friendly scope, I absolutely love this Blackhound Genesis 24 zoomies. But make sure you're subscribed. Stay tuned for more. I've got a stack of different Bulite grain weights in 223 we're fixing to try for this, and we're going to see what this one likes. I guarantee you we can find one that it likes. 55 grain, 2.5 groups, that's good enough to plink with and hit some steel and have fun, but I kind of like to put them in the same hole and do some precision stuff, which I bet you this CZ can do if we feed it the right food. But hey, appreciate y'all watching. First thoughts, CZ 600 trail. A bunch of y'all been asking to see the videos. I dig it. Thing's pretty cool. The bolt throw is pretty short. I didn't show you the bolt throw, but the bolt throw is pretty short, so we've got a pretty big optic on there. It doesn't matter because I think it's a 60-degree throw. Some of y'all want to know about all these details. See the safety there. Let me close the bolt. Safety's right there. AR style safety, works like it should. It's on both sides. Pretty cool. But yeah, CZ 600 trail. Let me know what you think about it. It's pretty sweet. This one's in 223. Appreciate y'all. We'll see you on the next one. Woo-hoo.
Load it up and get all as soon as you can. 30-06, 10 mil, 50 cap. It don't make a difference, man. We like to shoot